Hopefully that helps with the light, but I'm so out of sorts. I haven't done this in forever, and I've never done it here, so give me a minute. Okay. I gotta be able to watch it on this thing. I'm the only one awake in my house right now, so I can't like go watch it on TV and wake everyone up. But let's go look at the leaderboard. Hello, Alex Butler and Lego NASCAR. How are you guys doing? Oh, ESPN, you are not going to do this to me. My old iPad is going to make me update ESPN. I'm probably going to miss the start of the race now. You better update in a freaking sec. Oh! Even better. All right, we're watching it on my phone. Got it. Gonna watch it on my little tiny phone. This application requires iOS 13 or later. Okay, I guess. All right. Okay. Styrian Grand Prix. Styrian. Okay. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm gonna put it up against my my water cup there. I need water. Well then, guess I'll thirst. But let me. God bless America. Okay. I think we're good. All right. I actually need water. I haven't drank anything yet. All right. I am awake now. Yeah, they're on the formation lap. Anyways, I hope you cannot hear that audio too loud or my or my this live stream will get taken down. But yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm excited. I've been watching the races. Like I watched probably half the French Grand Prix. What was before that? Azerbaijan, I only saw like the last 10 laps, but those were throwing. But it's been kind of a crazy season. Hungry too, so I'm gonna eat. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun season, I'd say. But Lewis Hamilton isn't winning everything. That's kind of shocking. Verstappen's putting up a good challenge. Speaking of, I gotta make my picks. To win the race, we're gonna go Lewis Hamilton. Mercedes hasn't won it. Feels like forever. I feel like they're bound to win. Verstappen gets second, and Perez third. I want Valtteri Bottas to win because I feel so bad for him, but he just can't have anything go right. So it's unfortunate. All right. Hopefully Max doesn't choke like you with water in the first turn. Exactly. But yeah, I love how they always show like Toto, like it almost looks like he's hiding in a corner or something. I've always found that hilarious. And then like Christian Horner's just like chilling, but all right. Lando's starting third. If he could win, I'd be thrilled. Up there's Mazepin, however you pronounce his name, pulling up in last place. Did you hear what the announcer said about him yesterday? Oh, that was hilarious. All right, they're going. They're flooring it. Verstappen cleared Hamilton. Okay. Oh, Perez is side by side with Lando for third. Oh, car's going wide. How much you want to bet they don't enforce it? The track limits rule. Ooh. Oh, they said Charles Leclerc has a front damaged. Oh, someone's speeding. Who is that? It's Alfa Romeo. I think they said Giovinazzi, but wow, there's like a 3-car battle for second right now. It's Hamilton. Okay, so it's Hamilton. Norris cleared Perez. Perez fourth. Bottas in fifth. Ferrari in sixth. Stroll seventh. Alpine eighth. What the heck? Russell's in the points in ninth. Well then. Oh, someone's pitting. Oh, yeah. They said Leclerc had damage, so I guess it's not shocking. But Verstappen leads, Hamilton second, Norris third. That's your podium right now. Didn't he have a grid penalty? Golly, my computer's screaming already. It's been like 2 laps. Oh, they said Pierre Gasly has a tire puncture. That's unfortunate for him. Very unfortunate. Oh, who is that? That's Stroll or Vettel. One of the Aston Martin's locked up. Ooh. Gasly's left rear is freaking destroyed. I think he might be done for the day. I mean, it's not just the tires, the wheel and everything. Oh, the Williams car got damaged too. I think that was Latifi. Well, that's tough. Well, that's tough for, what's-his-face? Oh, I guess I should pull up the leaderboard. Yeah, I guess that'd be nice. It says staring at that giant Samsung ad. Ooh, Lewis Hamilton is saying something about his tires. So it must be a normal race, but let's see. Alright, you not gonna load this morning? Okay. There you go. Goodness. Alright, there you go. There's the points leaderboard, I guess, right now. Okay. iPad, you stop being annoying, but anyways. They're showing a bunch of replays of the start right now, so. I don't know what's going on in the race now, but, woo. Ooh. So there were like 3 cars hitting each other. And that's what screwed up Gasly. He got like basically pinched it looked like. And then his tire decided to blow up. And, you know, that's when he spun Giovinazzi and hit Latifi, and it just all went to crap for him. It's unfortunate. Oh, I thought they were about to hand out a penalty. They always do that race control, FI race control, and I think someone's going to get a penalty, but it's just DRS. Verstappen just set the fastest lap. That's a point. NBA. Lando did get a good start. At first, it looked like Perez was about to pass him. And I was a little bit concerned, but he was able to get away. He did really good at that start. I agree with you, Michael. But it looks like Perez is still pretty close, within some type of striking distance. So hopefully he can hold him off. DRS seems kind of underpowered this season. I wouldn't know. I've only been an F1 fan for not even a year, so I couldn't tell you, but hopefully these drivers can make something out of it, give us a fun race. I don't know if Austria, whatever this place is called, Red Bull Ring, I don't know if they always put on good races. I've never watched a race at this place. I know what the track looks like, but I don't know if they've ever if they put on a bunch of good races. If this track's known for good racing, but hopefully it's good. I mean, it was a pretty exciting start. Perez is closed all the way in on Norris. It looks like he did pretty good entering the corner, but then Lando was able to kind of pull back ahead as they exited the corner. So I don't know if that's Perez just pushing it a little harder to try to get closer getting into the turn, or if that's just he's genuinely faster and then Lando's kind of just better at the exit. But yeah, fun. Russell in 7th would be nice if he finally scored. I know. I feel like he gets talked about a lot, like being super underrated and stuff, and like everyone's anticipating that he's going to be the next Mercedes driver and replace Bottas. Or like if Hamilton were to retire. He's replacing someone is what everyone thinks, because Bottas has had a rough season. Russell's done pretty good in the Williams, but everyone's anticipating that he's going to get points at one point. So yeah, I hope he does. I like him. He seems like a pretty good driver, pretty decent guy. So that'd be cool to see him score some points for Williams. He got those points last year when he subbed for Hamilton. What was that, Bahrain? He led some laps. He was out front, but then a pit stop or something stupid there at the end cost him. So hopefully he's able to get some points today. But he just fell back to 8th. So. So Perez is 1.2 back on Norris, I think. Yeah. Maybe. So Hamilton and Verstappen are on the mediums, right? Well, I guess that's on the screen right there. Hamilton and Verstappen are on the mediums. I'm assuming they're going the same strategy, because last week they went different strategies and we saw how that worked. Norris, Perez, Stroll, Alonso, Tsunoda are all on softs. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if you can one-stop this race. I'm assuming you can, but I'm sure some guys are gonna try if they can. Some guys aren't, but I'm assuming if you're on those soft tires, you might not. You might do a two-stopper. I don't know. But Perez is under a second, so I think he has DRS. It's like 9/10. It looks like an 11 flat versus 11.9. Yeah, pretty sure he has it. We just got through turn 1, and then Bottas is starting to close in a bit. He's not like right on him, but he's closed in a bit. So these two guys get, well, Perez just passed Lando Norris, but Norris crossed him over. He's coming back. He's coming back for it. So if these guys are too stupid to each other, Bottas will be there. Oh, Norris is trying to take it. Oh, Perez got him. Lando tried pretty hard. They were side by side down the back stretch. And then Lando tried to take him on the outside of that kind of, that windy, that downhill long turn. But he just couldn't hold it. So Perez is up to third. As the leaderboard shows it. Perez to third. That was pretty fun. That was pretty good moves by both those guys. Perez got to his inside after that long straightaway after turn 1. And that kind of right-hander that goes uphill a bit. And then Lando was able to get right by him. But now Lando is under pressure from Bottas. Bottas is all over him. Looks like he's going to get past at that same spot. So Lando goes from podium to 5th in the matter of 1 lap. But at least he got passed by Red Bull and Mercedes. Those are the two best teams. Hello, Jeshvin. I probably pronounced that wrong. I apologize. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Hamilton and Verstappen have checked out. So Verstappen's leading by about 3 seconds. But then it's a 10-second gap from Hamilton to Perez. And then it's like a 2-second gap from Perez to Bottas. And then like a second gap to Norris. 5-second gap to Stroll. So Verstappen and Hamilton are a force right now. But, you know, Verstappen's been pretty good this year. You never know. I'm not going to say it's over. It's way too early, obviously, to say it's over, but Lewis Hamilton has himself a challenger. So, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, just quickly on Lando Norris, they seem pretty happy with what's going on. You know, they know they didn't have the speed in the car. No overheating issues from his side. At this moment, they just said to him, after you lost the position to Bottas, okay, now just you can settle into it and do your own rhythm.
Ooh, Tsunoda's in the points. Good for him.
Looking very solid out there. Made a few little setup changes to his Williams car and says this weekend we have found pace. Yeah, he's been pretty
Alonso's in 7th. That's not bad for him. Stroll's up to 6th. I feel like he's kind of... He had that issue at Azerbaijan. He blew that tire. Meanwhile, Vettel got a podium that week. I feel like something happened to him last week. I can't remember what happened to him last week, but I could have sworn something happened to him. So I feel like he's had a rough couple of weeks. So 6th place, not bad for him. Hopefully he can... I don't know. Sainz is in 10th, and he's closing in on Yuki Tsunoda. He's got DRS, so that helps out a bunch. And with Leclerc having that early problem, he's kind of the hope for Ferrari right now. Unless like Leclerc's got some weird, crazy strategy that they're gonna do, but yeah, Sainz right now is the only Ferrari in the points. But, well, Leclerc's already passed one of the Haas cars. I think that's... Oh, it's Schumacher. Wow, it's not Mazepin. Mazepin, Mazepin, however you pronounce that. I say Mazepin because it's easier to say. But good for him, I guess. Leclerc's on the hard tires. I don't know how far that'll take him. I don't know if that means he's going to have to make another stop or two. Well, I'm assuming after pitting on lap 2, he's going to have to make another stop. I just don't know when that'll be. I don't know how far he can go. But well, Leclerc's passing the other Haas. He's passing Nikita. So up into 16th, but Gasly is out after lap 1 contact, so that is unfortunate for him. Latifi is a lap down. He was also involved in that incident, but he got a flat tire, but he was able to continue. But as I said, he's 1 lap down in 19th, and then going from back to front, Schumacher 18th, Mazepin 17th, Leclerc 16th, Giovinazzi 15th, Ocon 14th, Ricciardo 13th, Kimi is 12th, Vettel 11th, Sainz 10th, Yuki 9th, Russell 8th, Alonso 7th, Stroll 6th, Lando 5th, Bottas 4th, Perez 3rd, Hamilton 2nd, and the leader is Max Verstappen. But good for George Russell being up there in the points. Did he qualify in the top 10? Did he make it to whatever the Q3? Did he make it there? Or did he start outside? Hmm.
This is the evidence here, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cars, all in this Fernando Alonso-led trade. Turning it around, but you know, another couple of 3 laps, and Bottas in 4th will be a pit stop behind Verstappen. So, what the strategy is back there. I mean, they're now starting to lap roughly the same pace, but yeah, I mean, it's 20 to 21 seconds to make it.
Russell is closing in on Alonso for 7th right now. I think he's under his 2nd. So that could be interesting if George Russell passes, what, 2-time Formula 1 champion Fernando Alonso. But hey, it'd be fun. So that'd be something. Well, now we're showing Nicholas Latifi, who's running 1 lap down, chilling by himself. I don't know why. Oh, I guess he's about to get lapped or something. Oh, it's Kimi. They're showing Kimi. So Kimi, they're saying Kimi started on the hard tires. Good for him. I guess he's gonna outlast everyone in terms of oh, someone just dove to the inside of the track. I don't know why they did, but they did.
So does that mean things are starting to overheat a bit in the Williams? I talked about 700-meter altitude. They are pumping out a lot of horsepower, but you've got less drag, less downforce, and less cooling as well.
Russell started 11th. Thank you. Wasn't sure where exactly he had started. But, hey, he got a pretty good start, it looks like. But, so that right there, from 7th to, let's call it 12th. Sorry, something's gone wrong. What do you mean something's gone wrong? Okay. Why are you being stupid, computer? Anyways, from 7th to 11th, it's like, what, 2 or 3 seconds separating the 4 or 5 of them? Let's see. Okay, Wi-Fi is on. Wi-Fi is working. So Hamilton's 4 seconds off the lead. Oh, now it shows intervals up here. Cool. So this is what I'm talking about right here. From Alonso to, well, I guess it's 10th. 7th to 10th, it's like a 2-3 second gap. And even if you include these two, it's like 4 seconds. So that's kind of neat. This right here, if you can see my mouse scrolling around these guys, it's pretty neat. But golly, like they're showing the little track map at the bottom that shows like where guys are on the track, and you see like, I don't even know how to do this because it's such a weird shape, but basically on this side you got Hamilton and Verstappen, and they're pretty far, but you know they're still on the same straightaway. And then like 2 straightaways back on the other side of the map, you have 3rd place Perez. I don't know. I think that's funny. I guess it should show the leader up here. Wow, Hamilton's car is shaking when they hit those curbs. They're showing like close up and slow-mo, so it's pretty funny to see the car like bounce around and stuff. I guess, are they getting ready to pit or something? They're showing the tires. Pit crew does not look like they are getting up to pit the car. They are just sitting there in their chairs, heads back, chilling, doing whatever they want. I wish this thing wouldn't like be so loud so I could actually hear what they're freaking saying. My computer, like when I do these live streams that like show stuff on the screen, it starts to scream at me. Like blowing the fan and stuff. Let's see, who is this? Oh my gosh, the Haas cars. Schumacher's trying to pass his teammate, but he locked up. And then the next corner, I guess that was Mazepin. No, that was Schumacher who locked up. So Schumacher passed him, but then he got passed back immediately because he locked up going into that long, kind of windy curve. So, wow. Great battle for what is that, 18th? 17th. Sorry, 17th. Great battle for 17th there. Verstappen just set the fastest lap again. He already had the fastest lap, but he ran a faster lap, so he gets a bonus point for that if he's able to keep that. So good for him. Good for you, Max Verstappen. He's gonna need as many points as he can get if he wants to win the championship. I think his lead's like 15 points right now, something like that. There hasn't been much passing. Can't wait for next year. Aren't they getting like a new car next year? I think they're getting a new car next year. I don't know anything about the new car. I don't know how big. I know they've been testing like bigger tires than they usually have right now, but I don't know anything about the body. I don't know anything about the engines. I don't know anything about what they're planning to do, but new cars are always fun, so neat. And Verstappen ran a fastest lap again, and the Haas cars are pitting. One of them is Mazepin, but oh, no way. They're talking to Gunter Steiner live while he's on the pit wall. That's awesome. I didn't know they could do that. Like, during the green flag of a race. Like, in NASCAR, you sometimes see them go up to the pit box and ask the crew chief a question. But it's usually, like, you know, under caution when they're not as stressed. After a pit stop. They straight up just dialed up Gunter Steiner right after a green flag pit stop and said, "Hey, dude, what's up? How you doing?" And he's talking to him. I don't know what he's saying, but neat. New arrow like IndyCar ground effect using a bigger diffuser. There's some big words. As long as it makes good racing, I'm happy. That's what I'll say. So they were planning on a new car for this year, just like NASCAR, and it got delayed for the same reason. COVID, you ruin everything, you loser. Well, that's neat. I've seen pictures of it, but I'm like, because I can't tell. It's like, it looks the same. I'm like, woo, Formula One. I don't know, but hey, I'm all for a high quality race. But hopefully hopefully they have some plan to make him a little bit more competitive than he is right now, because he's more than 4 seconds back. So, who is this? Charles is trying to make up time. The time that he lost over the last 25 laps after that lap one. Who is that? He just passed Ocon. Man, Ocon had such a great start to the year. I think he finished in the points like the first 2 or 3 races. Now he's in 15th. Just got passed by a guy who pitted on lap 1 for a broken front wing. Tough. Oh, Hamilton. Hamilton was coming down. I swear, every time something happens, it's in this turn that I don't know what to call it, but like the backstretch, right? You go down that long stretch after turn 1, and then you turn right onto that. You kind of go uphill a bit, and then you come back downhill and you take this kind of long, windy turn. Hamilton was on that, and when he was exiting the corner, I guess he floored it or whatever, and the back end stepped out from him. They were showing the onboard, and so you see Hamilton like this, and then you just see him snap the wheel back, and you see the car kind of go like this. So Hamilton had a bit of a moment there coming out of that corner, but he was able to save it. He got in the gravel a bit. They're showing the replay outside of the onboard, and it looks like his left rear tire actually caught the gravel, kicked up some dust. Off topic, did you see that Trevor Bayne is racing dirt late models now? Also owns an excellent coffee business. I knew about the coffee business. I had heard about the coffee business. As for the late dirt models, racing dirt late models, I did not know that. I didn't know he was still racing. I kind of thought he had, I guess, semi-retired, because I know he ran a couple truck races last year, but I kind of assumed that he had retired from racing for the most part, but looks like he's still doing it. Hey, whatever makes him happy. That's my 2011 Daytona 500 champion. Oh no, George Russell. Oh no. George Russell's having an awful pit stop. It's like watching, it's like Bottas's pit stop at Monaco, except a bit faster. An 18.3 second pit stop for Russell. That might screw his day up. Oh no. Russell was running, what, 7th or 8th? He was in the points. He was doing so good, and then they get in the pits and they... That is unfortunate. Perez with a 4.8 second stop. I feel like that's pretty slow. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's see what happens. Perez is on the hards now, according to the computer. Is anyone else pitting up from the front of the field? Yuki's in the pits. Latifi's back in the pits. Showing Yuki's pit stop. Yuki's pit stop went pretty good. A 2.3. That's not bad at all. Good stop for Yuki Tsunoda. Trying to get himself some more points in his rookie season. Bottas is about to pit. They're telling him to box this time. Yep, here he comes. Hopefully he doesn't spin out of the pit lane like he did in practice yesterday. All right, get out of there cleanly, Bottas. All right, he didn't spin on the pit lane. We're all good. He did not spin out of the pit lane. Did you guys see that when Bottas freaking spun, exiting his pit during practice yesterday or something? That was, it was a bit dangerous, but it was hilarious. I mean, he's going 20 miles an hour, so it's not like he's gonna run someone over, but it was pretty funny. Oh! Bottas cycled out ahead of Perez. Whoa. I did not see that coming. Wow. Good for you, Bottas. Oh, Hamilton pit. Wow. 2.2 for Hamilton. I think he's going to have to make up some time in the pits, so he's got to hope that Verstappen has a little bit slower of a stop. By a little bit, I mean a lot. If Hamilton wants to have a shot, he's gonna need Verstappen to have a rough race or a rough pit stop. Hamilton's now on the hards though. Ooh, do they do debris cautions in F1? Like, will they do a safety car for a giant piece of debris in turn 1? Because they just showed a giant piece of debris in turn 1. I don't know what they'll do, but. Oh, Verstappen's pipping. He's pitting. Verstappen is pitting. Let's see how this goes. That was a quick pit stop. 2.0! So he actually got a quicker pit stop than Hamilton by 0.2. So, yeah. Kimi and Daniel Ricciardo in the points. Woo. F1 clutching their pearls about the pit spin. NASCAR has Brad Keselowski at Pocono in 2015. I was there for that. It happened like right in front of me. Like, my dad and I were watching, I'm pretty sure we were watching Jeff Gordon pit, because I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. But we freaking look to our left or something, and we see a tire bouncing down the pit road, and we see this guy, like, freaking laying on the ground. I'm like, is that guy, did he trip and fall or something? And we look at the big screen, and Brad Keselowski sliding in. Of course, this is a year after Brad had door slammed Gordon at Texas. So I start going off about how Brad's an awful driver and how he intentionally hit his own pit crew, but obviously I was wrong. But, oh, man. So I was talking about how George Russell had that bad pit stop earlier and how that might have screwed up his day. They just showed Russell's pit guy, and he was just sitting here like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, I don't know if he was crying, but, you know, he's rubbing his eyes in, like, frustration. But, yeah, that Brad Pitt thing was crazy. But I just want Bottas to be good. You know, I really like him. I just want him to do good. But he spun himself on pit road. Hamilton just got the fastest lap of the race, so trying to take a point away from Verstappen there. Kyle Larson, why did you blow your tire yesterday? That's my question. That was so... I was seriously about to walk out of the room to prepare to make the post-race video when Larson blew that tire. I had picked up my phone, I had unplugged my charger, but I looked up and he was coming into the 3 and I saw smoke coming out of his back. I was like, what? What just happened? Yeah, Timmy Hill executed Order 66 on Kyle Larson. If Larson wins today, he can start a new streak. That is accurate. Max Verstappen said something about the brake wires. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that affects. I'm assuming it affects the brakes. I'm going to take a wild guess. Why are you the way you are, computer? Why can you not work just for like 2 hours of life? Please, just don't. Be stupid, please. I have never heard the word debris pronounced debris. Lewis Hamilton just said there's debris everywhere. I guess that's how the British pronounce debris. Neat. Debris. I'm gonna start calling it that just for the memes. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. If he wins 3 races in a row again, that'll be cool but suck as well. So that would be 7 wins on the season. That'd be insane. Brake wires affect the brakes. Good to know. I know. I really try my best over here to be technical and talk about the cars and everything, but yeah, brake wires. I'm gonna take a hot take. I think they affect the brakes, and you know, that's my big guess of the day. Debris. Sounds like a nickname for an old Texas woman. I'm from Texas. I kind of agreed. I feel like that word, like a Miss Debris. How you doing? Something like that. Like Grandma Debris. How's it going? I don't know. That's funny. But Lewis Hamilton was closing the gap a bit. I mean, it wasn't like significant. He closed the gap from 5 seconds to 4 seconds over like 5 laps. So, but it's back out to 4.5 seconds. So, I think the only thing saving Lewis Hamilton or giving Lewis Hamilton a shot would be a safety car or Max Verstappen's car just deciding to quit today, or Max Verstappen pulling a Kyle Larson in his tire, just, you know, giving up the win for him. Hey, we're halfway through the race. 44 minutes. We're less than 44 minutes, more like 40 minutes, and we're halfway through the race. Yeah, Hamilton's been slower 3 out of the last 4 laps, so Verstappen is starting to pull away again. Oh yeah, we did see Max Verstappen, so that means Kyle Larson actually pulled a Max Verstappen. I forgot that Verstappen was leading when he blew that tire at Azerbaijan. That was like literally right when I turned on the race too. I turned on the race and I saw smoke. And then they showed a Red Bull chilling against the wall or whatever. I was like, oh, something happened to Perez. But they're like, the championship leader Max Verstappen is into the wall. Red flag or something like that. And I was like, are they going to do a green white checker in F1? Sure enough, they did. And it was the most thrilling thing. Because all Hamilton had to do was not be stupid or get in someone else's crap, and he would have taken the points lead. He could have lost 3 positions. He still would have had the points lead because he was only 4 points behind at the time. But he goes into one with his brakes smoking and just locks up and misses the turn completely. Goes from the lead to... He wasn't going to get the lead, I don't think, from Perez, but he could have finished second, which would have been 18 points, and that would have completely changed the championship race. But completely screwed himself there, so tough scene. You jinxed poor Max? Why? What happened? Did I miss something? Did he like blow a tire or something in the 2 seconds I was talking about random stuff? What, am I about to like see Max Verstappen in the dirt again? The gap's still 4.3, so I'm very confused. I'm very scared. Well, Verstappen just went purple in Sector 1, so he's about to get his fastest lap back. Who's pitting? Who is that? Someone's pitting. Oh, someone else. Oh, it's Kimi and Ricardo on the hard tires. They're pitting now. Kimi with a 2.7. Ocon with a 2.5. Oh, when I turned on Azerbaijan, yeah, I did. I didn't mean to, but I did. Sorry, Max Verstappen fans, but you know what? He's winning the championship right now. He's winning this race by 4 seconds, so I think he's doing okay. But hey, Bottas is on the podium right now. Yes, Valtteri Bottas. Let's go. Perez is in striking distance of Bottas in 5 laps. I swear, every race I've watched, they have showed this. You will be in striking distance within this amount of laps, and it takes triple that amount. I remember, I think it was this year, it might have been Portugal. They said Bottas will be in striking distance of Perez in 2 laps. It took like 15 laps for him to reach DRS. I was like, what happened to the 2-lap gap you were talking about? That's only going to take him 2 laps to get there. And, oh no. Oh no. George Russell just retired. He was in the points, and we were literally talking about how happy we would have been if George Russell made it into the points. He has an awful pit stop. And then next thing we know, he's done for the day. He hugged his pit crew, so I guess that's good for them, I guess, that they're nice to each other, but that is literally the worst thing to happen. Like, we were literally just talking about how awesome he was doing and how happy we were for him. And then he just does that. He retires. I don't know why he retired. I don't know if he had some type of mechanical problem, but sad. Very, very sad. Hopefully he can come back next week and do good again and get some points. That'd be neat. Verstappen's lapping some dudes. I kind of wish that it was like NASCAR where lap traffic would actually fight a bit to stay on the lead lap, but F1's got different rules, they got different standards, but because that would like slow Verstappen down and that make it so much more fun, like Hamilton closing the gap because of lap traffic, forcing Verstappen to use his stuff up a bit more. So Verstappen and Hamilton both have 3 wins this year. But Verstappen has 1 more podium. They have the same amount of top 10s too. Williams certainly isn't getting better with the new ownership yet. Who is their owner? I know that Claire Williams stepped down last year. I don't know if she was the owner or if she was just like the CEO, the boss, or whatever it's called, but who actually owns Williams now? Like, is it a company? Is it a one person? Like, what's the management over there at Williams? Ooh, Leclerc's trying to pass Kimi. Kimi just pitted from, he had those hard tires for 30-something laps, but he's on, let's see, he's on mediums now, but so is Charles. Oh, Sainz is in 5th. When did that happen? When did I miss that? Jeez. Good for him. He got that podium at Monaco, a runner-up finish at Monaco. No, he was runner-up at Monaco a few weeks ago. Oh, Charles tried to send it on Kimi. He couldn't get there. He was there, like, to the inside, but he couldn't quite make the pass, but Kimi's going to try to force him to go around the long way, but he clears him. Charles up to 12th or 13th. Oh, Carlos Sainz, he hasn't pitted yet. That's why he's in 5th. I was like, man, what did I miss? But looks like he just hadn't pitted yet, so. Ricardo pitted again. I don't know why. Huh. I don't know if they just put softs on it or something or what, but oh, they put hards on. Williams is owned by an American investment firm. Frank Williams founded the team. His daughter Claire ran it the last few years. Yeah, I knew that Frank Williams founded the team, but I didn't know how long he had been out of the game. And I knew that his daughter was somehow involved. I knew Claire was somehow involved, but I didn't know if she was like running the whole thing, if she was just like one side of it or what. But okay, good to know. Thank you for that information.
So I got a bit of news on that Alonso Sainz battle. It's brilliant, and I have to say that that's a great battle with Stroll as well, driving a brilliant race today. But Alonso was seething on the radio just now.
Man, what the heck is this ad? I just saw that. Oh, Kimi's getting her back around Charles, I think. Or are they just showing a replay of the pass? Oh, yeah, they're just showing a replay of the pass. I thought he was, like, passing him back or something. I was like, way to go, Kimi. But Verstappen has almost a 5-second lead. And then it's 20 seconds back to Bottas. Oh, man. And that's from Hamilton. So it's a 4-second gap. It's a 25-second gap. It's pretty crazy. There are only 5 cars on the lead lap. Jeez Louise. Sainz is going to try to cross him over. Oh, Sainz to the inside of Stroll. Going for 6th. He got it. Sainz up to 6th. Past Lance Stroll. Pretty nifty move. Check this out. Now Leclerc's trying to get the other Alfa Romeo, which is Giovinazzi. He got it. Charles up to 11th. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back into the points, if he's going to be able to get into the top 10, but he's going to try his best. Oh my gosh, no, nothing went wrong. You're just being stupid, computer. So anyways, Verstappen's extended the lead back out another 2 seconds. It's now a 6-second lead. Now Ocon's in DRS of Kimi. Trying to pass him there. Wow, Ocon was a full 2/10 faster than Kimi that last lap. He's been better 3 out of the last 4 laps, and they've been by almost 4/10, 300ths, and 2/10. So he has significantly closed the gap on Kimi in the last 4 or 5 laps. And now he's got DRS on him, so he should pass him here soon. Do you remember when they said Perez would be in striking distance of Bottas in 5 laps? It's been like 15 laps, and he's still not in striking distance. So, as I said earlier, they were very wrong. Their system is broken. They need to figure that out. So, okay, now I guess Okay, he's starting to close the gap. He's like now only a second or two behind Bottas. He's still not technically in striking distance. He's not under a second, so you can't get DRS. But as I said, it's still, that is not their striking distance in 5-lap predicted thing. So you may have your fancy prediction systems, ESPN, F1, Sky Sports, but they're wrong and it's annoying. Get it right. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but Charles is closing in on Vettel for that last point right now. He's less than a second behind, so he's got DRS, he's got all his stuff. And then right in front of them is Yuki Tsunoda, Alonso, Stroll. It looks like they're all on a line right there, so Charles might be able to make up some time past those guys. I don't know if he has to pit again or what, but he's able to... Oh, he tried. He's been much faster than his former teammate. Oh, he's going for it, and he passed him. Oh, Vettel locked up. But anyways, Charles into the points, into 10th. Now going to try to chase down Yuki for 9th. It looks like. Bottas is staying about 1.6 seconds ahead of Perez pretty consistently. I mean, they said he'd be within striking distance within 5 laps, and it's been like 15, maybe 20. So I feel lied to. I feel betrayed. I thought we were going to see something there, but if what's his face, if Bottas is continuing to hold him off, continuing to hold that gap, then... And I want Bottas to do good. I like Valtteri Bottas, but... What are they talking about? I can't hear anything. I'll try to turn it up a bit. Hopefully that's not too loud. My computer's fan should be loud enough to cover up the sound anyways, but... Verstappen is having issues with his brake pedal. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if that means his brakes are about to give out and he's about to, like, just go straight through a corner or something. But that does sound pretty significant if you ask me. I like Bottas and Perez both so completely. Yeah, I like Perez too, but Perez has had a pretty good year. He's got 2 consecutive podiums. He's got a win. Bottas has had like the worst luck ever for a Mercedes driver.
What's that going to cost you?
Oh, so I guess when he hits the curbs, it makes his brakes worse or something. So he's trying to avoid the curbs now. Verstappen is. I did not know that. That's kind of weird. But anyways, back to the point. I like Perez too, but he's had a good year. Bottas has had a bad year. I just want Bottas to have something to go to right.
Specifically, the issue is braking turn 10 whilst on the curb. Just for information.
A little guidance for him there. Not telling you how to do it, but that's just where the issue is. You might not want to. You'll have seen Charles Leclerc getting a bit closer to Yuki Tsunoda, his teammate. Carlos Sainz ahead of Lance Stroll in 6th place.
Verstappen does not look like he is avoiding the curbs. He is using them up. So whatever that the whole don't touch the curbs thing was, that was a lie.
Don't come down the hill, hit the brakes hard, and then turn in.
I feel rather concentrated at the moment. It's Verstappen.
It's still like an 8-second gap, so and there's 17 to go, and it's an 8-second gap.
Who's running in 5th is about to get lapped.
So it's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot more is going to have to go wrong for Verstappen. Like the brake pedal is going to have to go to the floor in order for him to lose this race.
Faster than Lance Stroll's as well. Dark clouds hovering over the top end of the circuit. Lewis Hamilton blistering on his front right tyre.
Lewis Hamilton's blistering his right front tire. Interesting.
Locks up. Yuki Tsunoda hangs on to 9th place for the moment. Max Verstappen has a 8-second advantage. I've been told not to brake when you're on the curbs. It's turn 10.
Well, I guess they said not to brake on the curbs. So he has to get off the curbs when he goes to the brakes. So he can accelerate, he can roll on the curbs, he just can't brake on the curbs. That's interesting. I would not have guessed that. Charles passed Yuki. Maybe. Okay, he did not pass Yuki. He tried to pass Yuki, but he locked up the front tires. Oh. I guess everyone has to pit again, so chaos could happen. Perez with a 2.2 second stop.
Well, he's got 16 laps. Now, how fast can he push? Valtteri Bottas is making his way to turn 4 as Perez comes out onto the track. Can he push like crazy and take that podium from Bottas?
Yes, past Tsunoda while all that was going on, but yeah, he can push in, and if Mercedes are going to respond, they need to do it absolutely right away.
Well, they certainly do, but the thing about Mercedes, Martin, they have not got a new set of tyres to throw on Valtteri Bottas's car. This is Leclerc once again with Tsunoda. Tried around the outside. I fancy the switcheroo instead and tried down the inside.
Leclerc finally got by Tsunoda. He was a little bit more patient with it, so he didn't try to send it on the outside this time. He waited a bit, set up the pass, and was able to get by him. Now he's closing in on Alonso for 8th. And oh, he's going to try to go to the inside of that same corner. Oh, he got it. He actually got it that time. Leclerc up to 8th. Good for him. What tires is he on? He's on the mediums. Perez is...
Options are just battling it out on the tyre deck.
Settling for second place, not something that comes naturally to Lewis Hamilton.
Well, of the words used there, second wasn't mentioned, was it?
No.
But that's kind of it's more about Verstappen's brakes, I'd have thought, in terms of the best chances they've got, because you have to assume Max is faster if he needs to.
It's a case of just keep yourself handy there, Lewis, in case there are problems out in front. Just thinking, Martin, Charles Leclerc hadn't had those incidents on the first lap. Where might he have figured into the equation this afternoon, I wonder?
And Perez has just stolen a point for fastest lap.
Nope, Perez just ran the fastest lap of the race, so that's a point that is now no longer Lewis Hamilton's. That's important for the championship battle. Both constructors and drivers.
So laps to go. He's charging. I wonder if by the end of this race we might just see Perez close enough to Valtteri Bottas to make a move. Let's head to Ant.
I've just been chatting. I've just been listening to the engineers chatting to the drivers there. So Perez, the engineer, saying, look, this is going to be close between us and Bottas at the end of the race. And Bottas is being told, get through this traffic as quick as you can, Valtteri. This is going to make or break our race against Perez.
At the moment, Martin, he is just behind Daniel Ricciardo as he makes his way down the main straight.
That's 2 consecutive track limits at turn 10. The stewards are going to be giving Lewis a warning. I don't know if he did that earlier on in the race, but if it happens again...
Lewis Hamilton just got a warning for exceeding track limits. I swear, track limits are like in the short time that I've watched Formula One, it's like the most, that's like the most inconsistent thing they call.
And a lot of track limits as well.
Perez ran another fastest lap, 107.894.
Track limits again, turn 10. So just be careful with the track limits, Lewis. Will be a penalty otherwise.
That's the last thing that Lewis Hamilton really wants for his afternoon. I'm not saying he's under threat of losing that second place with a penalty, but you want to try and avoid it. And at the moment, he's stuck in that no man's land between his teammates and Max Verstappen, and Mercedes are looking here.
Well, if you're Hamilton, you don't want to get a penalty. What if there's a safety car and you got a 5-second penalty with everyone bunched up?
Since the start of 2014, if it all stays like this, the Mercedes will go 4 races without a win. Not
Wow.
quite sure at any stage since 2014 we'd ever considered Mercedes going 4 races without a win.
For the first, if the race results hold, it'll be the first time since 2014 that Mercedes goes 4 races in a row without winning. In case you didn't know how dominant Mercedes is, 7 years and wow, 7 years that they have a 4 race gap without them winning. Oh, here we go with the striking distance again. Oh, Perez is going to be there in 7 laps. He's going to be in striking distance in 7 laps. You guys said 5 laps last time. It still hasn't happened 30 laps later, so how am I supposed to believe you? Goodness.
In the Aston Martin on much fresher tyres, and Ferrari showing some great race pace this afternoon, not just with Charles Leclerc, but also with Carlos Sainz at the moment, who sat in 6th place after starting 12th. Whilst we watch this, the gap comes down to below 14 seconds now. Sergio Perez chasing after Valtteri Bottas. Here comes the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, dives down the inside on Lance Stroll, who offered a gap on that inside.
Leclerc just passed Stroll.
Leclerc took it, and I don't think the Aston Martin driver really felt he was going to defend for long there, but gets into the slipstream behind the Ferrari to try and fight this back into turn 4, as has happened before. Leclerc's got DRS, and he can make the move stick.
Hello, David. How's it going? Watching some Formula 1 fun stuff.
And now they're 6th and 7th are Ferrari, and it's 5th and 13th for their rivals in the championship this year, I'd say, McLaren.
Absolutely, that's a fight that's going to go on for quite a while as well.
The irony is that I think Hamilton's kind of just about holding Sainz up. Sainz on a really fresh set of tyres, if you remember, having run so long. He's sort of tucked up behind Lewis Hamilton now.
And he'll be unlapping himself, Carlos Sainz.
Yes, chance.
He's probably going to get DRS, actually, on Lewis Hamilton to try and unlap himself here, as we see the gap between Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez is now down to just over 13 seconds on the last lap. A bit less for Sergio Perez in terms of...
It's the Parkinson through the
There's
Paul said a few moments ago, Verstappen's going to be looking at that thinking, oh no, we don't need rain on this one. Yet the gap now, just about 12.1 seconds. On lap 61, he didn't take too much of a
10 to go.
Gap out of time out of Bottas's advantage. But Bottas still stuck in that train of cars, Martin.
Yeah, no, we think
So right now, there's your points for the day. Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez. Right now, Perez has that extra point from getting the fastest lap. Lando, Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, Stroll, Alonso, and Yuki Tsunoda getting that.
Nothing on the radar.
Is that rain? They just said nothing on the radar, but those are some dark clouds like hanging over the track. Dude, if it starts pouring down rain right now, I'm gonna laugh so hard if that ends up being like what changes this race.
The forecast hasn't been entirely accurate all weekend long, except we've had really hot temperatures, and it is.
They said the forecast has not been accurate this week, so I hope, you know, we need something interesting to make this race something. I hope it starts pouring down rain. I'm not talking to build up from like a sprinkle to a light rain to a harder rain to a hard rain. I hope it pours. Those clouds are not pretty. I just need them to produce enough rain to force everyone to switch tires.
Like a guaranteed thunderstorm, didn't it? Paul's got news for us.
Yeah, if you were Carlos Sainz, you'd be pulling your hair out.
I don't know, but if you think it's about to rain and you're Lewis Hamilton, you got to go for the fastest lap, like right now, before everyone switches tires. I mean, there's 8 laps to go, so I mean, there's a chance that it holds off, but dude, please rain, please. I feel like nothing's happened in this race. I need rain to save this race.
If Hamilton pits, then Verstappen just covers him and makes the pit stop himself. And they've got a new set of medium tyres.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he, Max? Can put the mediums on if he wants to. They had it covered, didn't they, at the beginning of the race? And it's very much played out for them, but it's not over yet. It's not over.
I think Mercedes were really hoping that they would have better tyre longevity in this race today, and that is not what has happened. Back in the field, further down the field, I should say, 14th now for Esteban Ocon as he gets past Antonio Giovinazzi.
Yeah, it's held Sainz up behind Hamilton there because he was making a great charge on Lando Norris. He's now just 7.8 behind him, but he's got second place man Lewis Hamilton right on his nose. We haven't seen it much, but he can't. And of course, the Mercedes don't want to get caught up with Sainz lunging at them. That's not their race today.
Last lap, Valtteri Bottas, 109.5. Last lap, Daniel Ricciardo, 109.6. We're on board with Daniel Ricciardo now. Bottas is trying to get past Daniel Ricciardo and lap him here to try and ward off the threat of Sergio Perez. But he was only a tenth of a second quicker than the Australian, who's down in 13th place, because the Australian has now got Kimi Räikkönen close enough to get DRS assistance, which is worth about 8 miles an hour down the straights.
So DRS gets you an extra 8 miles an hour here, apparently. Because we're talking about Ricardo. Ricardo's trying to pass Kimi, but then right behind him is Bottas, who's trying to lap him and get go as fast as possible so that he can hold off Perez. But if Ricardo gets in the way, he can't do that. Or better yet, what if this happens? Last lap starts, it starts pouring down rain. Max Verstappen blows through turn 1 and spins out. Hamilton tries to make the turn knowing that it's raining, trying to save it. He spins out into Max Verstappen, and neither of them finish in the points. That would be pretty funny.
12 points, the gap between McLaren and Ferrari, should things stay the way they are at the moment. Sainz has now unlapped himself. Charles Leclerc is winning driver of the day, 27%. I'm assuming Pierre Gasly hasn't voted in that one.
Yes. It was definitely Charles' fault, wasn't it? And that made him have to do the drive-through, but there you go.
What's the gap between Tsunoda and Vettel? I can't tell because all it says is that they're 1 lap down.
To be fair to Leclerc,
Golly, only 4 cars on the lead lap. That's insane.
absolute stormer.
And it's like the 4 cars you literally would expect to be on the lead lap. The 2 Mercedes and the 2 Red Bulls. That's crazy.
That's really stuck behind Lewis has cost him a really
Heck,
good
are they going to lap Bottas
fifth place
at some point? I know Perez is on fresher tires, so I doubt they'll lap him. But if Bottas falls back enough, will they lap him too? That'd be crazy. That'd be pretty crazy, but... Perez is 8 seconds back on Bottas, so he's going to need to make up a lot of time here. But they said on lap 60 it would be 7 laps before Perez was in striking distance of Bottas. It has been 6 laps, and it is still an 8-second gap. I'm telling you, every time they show that, it's a lie. It's wrong. It's very wrong. I'm tired of seeing it. Get it right for once. Please. I've yet to see it right. In my handful of F1 races I've watched, it is yet to be right.
But to come and to switch things around after being the hunter of Mercedes for many years. Now they're the hunted, but there's absolutely no chance of a hunt going on for Mercedes this afternoon. That gap, Perez to Bottas to Perez, 7 seconds or so now. He might still think he's got time to try and get past Valtteri Bottas, who's still stuck behind Daniel Ricciardo. Or is he?
He's just got the blue flag sign, Ricciardo, for the first time. So finally then Bottas gets...
So Bottas was able to lap Ricciardo.
Of the blue flags past the McLaren because he's lapping him, but it took him so long to get in that zone, didn't it?
Didn't it just? Vettel on Raikkonen at turn 3. Last lap, Sergio Perez 1.1 second faster than
Perez
Valtteri
is...
Bottas.
He is closing. He was over a second faster that last lap, so... It's not like he's inching closer. He's taking big chunks out of Bottas's advantage right now.
13, I think he took over that number. For the 162nd start as car number 7 today, which equals the record for the most starts using the same driver number. That is perhaps the worst stat of the weekend, but I knew I'd get it at some stage.
Random would be a word that springs to mind, but I was thinking Barry Sheen and Sir Sterling Moss, number 7.
Starting under exit, not at the moment. Maybe towards the end of the race.
Which we are coming to. As we're on lap 68 of 71 here at the A1 ring. Ties that record with Romain Grosjean, by the way. Does Kimi Raikkonen. He's got the record for the most Grand Prix starts.
I feel like this race has flown by. I mean, this is going to finish in under an hour and a half. That's crazy. But I guess no safety cars, no spins, no virtual safety cars, no chaos, so I guess that makes sense. It flew by. Austria is a pretty short track. So, I mean, they're running minute 10-second laps, so I guess that makes sense, but
into 11th place in this race. He started down in 18th. He's made up 7 places, but still out.
Coming to 2 to go. Next time by. Verstappen's going to extend his championship lead again. I'm telling you, that Azerbaijan race is going to end up biting Lewis Hamilton because all he had to do was survive, don't be stupid, and he would have gotten double-digit points back on Verstappen, but he missed that turn 1, and it's going to end up costing him. I'm not going to say he would have gotten all 25 points, but I think he could have gotten 18 from a runner-up finish. And then what, if he finished 3rd or 4th, he would have gotten 15 or 12 or something, or whatever the points are. But, you know, that's going to end up costing him, so that's unfortunate for them. But Verstappen's going to extend his championship lead again. It's a big deal because, you know, last time he had a challenge was 2016 with Rosberg, it feels like. Or no, I think Vettel, when Vettel was with Ferrari, one of the years, Vettel put up a pretty good competition the first half of the year, but then I think the second half of the year, Lewis just blew him out of the water. But I think they're trying to get a fastest lap here, so Hamilton, they put softs on Hamilton. He's going to go for the fastest lap now.
The thinking here with Mercedes, Martin, if it does start to rain, you're better on a newer set of slick tyres that have the temperature than the set you've been running for a long time.
Absolutely, and then fastest lap as they pointed out.
Yeah.
So Hamilton's going to go for the fastest lap here
Comes out into
on the
the
last
race.
lap.
Lewis
Try to get
Hamilton.
that point back from Perez.
See, Lance Stroll alongside him. Stroll running down in 8th, but who has just unlapped himself. But will now get lapped again because you'll see the blue flags being shown because Hamilton's.
So let's see if Lewis Hamilton can get this extra point from the fastest lap. And Verstappen's taking the white flag right now. Final lap of the race. 40 seconds back is Lewis Hamilton. So Verstappen can miss turn 1, turn around, and still have a 20-second lead. He's that far ahead. He could get 30 seconds of time penalties if he wanted from exceeding track limits and still win by 10 seconds. But Hamilton's going to try to run the fastest lap here. Yeah.
Watching Hamilton on the charge a little bit here, but his teammate Valtteri Bottas, I think, is going to come under pressure soon.
And Hamilton's got a lovely, clear final lap of traffic to try and steal the World Championship point back for fastest lap.
Right, and this is going to be quite a dramatic last lap here. Not for Max Verstappen, he is cruising to victory. Dramatic for Lewis Hamilton as he goes for the fastest lap of the race. Dramatic for Valtteri Bottas, who's now got Sergio Perez right behind him and no cars in between. DRS zone for Sergio Perez coming up after turn 3. I think he's a bit too far back at this moment. Can he get below 1 second? His teammate Max Verstappen slows down to take the checkered flag and absolutely crush the opposition.
Max Verstappen just freaking stopped at the start-finish line because he was that far ahead. Waved at his team and did a little burnout. I guess that's what happens when you have a 40-second lead. Bottas trying to hold off Perez. Perez is chasing him down. Well, this last lap got exciting. The first 70 weren't that great, but the last, sure, let's make the last lap exciting. Hamilton's going for the fastest lap. Let's see. Hamilton got the fastest lap. Bottas podium. Let's go. Okay. Well, the first 70 laps were not that thrilling, but the last one was pretty fun. Well then. Wow. Well, Verstappen extends his championship lead. Hamilton does get that extra point from the fastest lap, though. Good for him. Bottas podium. Let's go.
Yeah, unbelievable. The car was on fire today. So nice.
So good for him. But, wow. Good for him. Oh, yeah, I forgot. But, yeah. Overall, it was a pretty alright race. Not the worst Formula 1 race I've ever seen. I don't know what else to say. The last lap was pretty fun, but I feel like nothing really happened outside of that. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. Don't know what else to say. Xfinity race here in a couple of hours. Then we got the Cup race at 2:30. Yeah, full day of racing today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you after the Cup race.